Good day, students. Welcome back. This is another video on different types of graphs. And today we're going to introduce you the bar chart. If you're over the legal age for drinking, you might want to have a drink with some friends in a bar and enjoy some quality time chit-chatting with them. Let me remind you that you should never drink too much and never drink and drive, or you might put yourself in danger, or worse, endanger other people's lives. But hey, that's not the main issue we're discussing here. A bar can either be a place where alcoholic drinks are served, or a piece of something that is roughly rectangular. In this picture, we can see there is a lead bar in a bar. When we put several bars in the chart, that makes a bar chart. A typical bar chart looks like this. There will be two axes. One of them will be the categories of your data, the other will be the value. In this example bar chart, the x-axis represents the different categories and the y-axis shows the value. The two axes are interchangeable. That is, if you put categories on the y-axis, you show the value of each category on the x-axis. People use a bar chart to summarize a set of categorical data. Each bar stands for a category. The length or the height of bars, depending on which axis you use to show the value, represents the value of each category. Now, let's have a look at how bar charts are used and how to describe them. Taiwanese are known for our hospitality, and we always extend our arms to welcome foreign guests. For government officials, knowing where our guests come from is important, as they need to know if they need to change the direction of their policies and investments. Our government is dedicated to promoting regional cooperation and to reinforce the ties between us and the Southeast Asian countries. That's why we have the new southbound policy. One of the strategies is to attract more visitors from these countries. The statistics show the number of visitors from different Southeast Asian countries, including Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and other countries. As we have learned in the previous slide, we know that a bar chart consists of two axes, one showing the categories of data, the other showing the value. Here, we use residents as the categorical items and numbers of visitors as the value. We can now convert the statistics into a bar chart. Let's have a closer look at this bar chart. Like other types of graph, you will need a title for the chart so that your readers will know what this graph is about. Secondly, you will need categories on one of the two axes. These categories are not continuous. In this case, for example, there are different countries on the x-axis. Each bar stands for the country's case respectively. Because of this feature, two neighboring bars will not stick together. The last thing you should remember is the value. To avoid confusing your readers, the gap between two numbers should be fixed. In this example, a 50,000 jump is used. Based on this bar chart, we can write a passage that explains the graph. The bar chart illustrates the number of foreign visitors from Southeast Asian countries during the first 8 months in 2019. According to the chart, the Philippines yields the most visitors in the 8-month slot. This is followed by Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, and Thailand, all of which exceed 200,000 visitors. What's worth mentioning is the case of Indonesia, as lower than 150,000 visitors came to Taiwan in the meantime. Before we write a passage on a bar chart, we should read the graph closely. In the beginning of a passage, we often introduce which type of graph is used here, and the purpose of the graph. In this example passage, apparently, we're writing on a bar chart. And the purpose of this graph is to show the number of foreign visitors from Southeast Asian countries during the first 8 months in 2019. Later, we dig deeper into the details. You should look for the key data, and usually the largest and smallest values are important. Here we pick the Philippines, the largest, and Indonesia, the smallest. As for other details, we found similarities or differences of our data and put them together to keep our passage tidy. Here we found that Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, and Thailand have something in common, that is, the number of visitors from these countries all exceed 200,000. Alright, thanks for your attention. Hope you enjoy learning with this video. See you soon!